is that we have 30 countries with different positions, histories, backgrounds. We come together and we pool these experiences and we become stronger together. Being a neighbor with Russia has some different historic meaning. Being Latvia and being Norway, we have different experiences. We come together and support each other. We are with Germany and Lithuania working together. If I'm a Prime Minister of Norway, I have to understand what does it mean to be Chancellor of Germany? What history do you bring with you? What presence do you bring with you? And what future lies ahead? How do you play those cards in a way that can maximize what we shall do together? And I believe that Germany has been fortunate to have had wise chancellors who've been able to strike this balance, which only the Chancellor can do. And I'm happy to note that being as a Norwegian, we have extended our defense cooperation with Germany significantly in recent times. That is based not only on trading material militarily, but it's also on this foundation of common values, on working together and having a perspective. So I think what the Chancellor did a few days after the occupation is of historic proportions. And, I depend on succeeding that the minister helps me succeed. And I know that for Germany to succeed, Germany counts on European partners to succeed and across the Atlantic. So yes, I think this conference has also confirmed that Germany and we are on the right track, but it will require tremendous effort every day from all of us.
Thank you. Thank you very much. And we'll go back to you, Minister, at the end. Senator.
Yes, I think we're very happy with Germany's commitment to and partnership on this support for the war in Ukraine. And I am reassured, Mr. Minister, by your commitment to the 2% of GDP for defense spending, the commitment to NATO. On Russia, absolutely we need to go back to the 1991 borders. And more importantly, we also need to think long-term about how we deal with Putin and with other dictators. And that's why the strength of NATO, why the deterrence that we're talking about is so important.
Thank you very much, Senator. Minister, if it was up to this panel, you already have the 10 billion in your budget, in your defense budget. However, we wish you much luck with that. If you could address the last question we had, what does it concretely mean, the support that Ukraine needs in terms of course, ammunition, in terms of tanks, but also fighter jets. Where is the red line for Germany, or is there any?
Well, I'm not a friend, to define publicly red lines. This is always a strategic disadvantage. We will see how it is going on.
Therefore, the former co-chairs of the Minsk group, which actually did not deliver any result for 28 years, they still have some leverage on the situation. Therefore, we have a platform which is hosted by United States, by Russia, and now by European Union, but no longer by France, because of one-sided pro-Armenian position of the French government. And it is clear that when you are a mediator, you cannot take sides and you cannot demonstrate that you take sides. So this, I think, is the answer to your question. And above of that, I want to say that whoever will help both countries,
40% is going to state with a high degree of propensity for corruption. There's two risks with that. The first and obvious one is that not all the money goes to where it's needed. The second one that we keep forgetting is that those countries which tend to be autocratic, that money can go in, the corrupt siphoned off money can go into the pockets of those autocrats, driving conflict, creating a spin. By no means am I saying that we should reduce climate financing, but my question here, maybe to the professor or John Kerry, are we doing enough to fight and ensure that there's no corruption in the support that is going out?
All right, Professor, we'll wrap with you.
No, just to say very short that this is something that I'm really concerned with as well, and I know that across the scientific community this is a big concern because we are getting a better handle on the quantifications, on the pathway to mitigation, but also the financing required. And we're talking going from billions to trillions, so you're absolutely right. The absorption capacity, the institutional, the transparency, the MVR agenda of monitoring, verification, reporting is absolutely fundamental. And we know that we are lacking here, and we need to have innovations there. And I think that's where the MDBs have to step up even further to be very actively part in these transitions. That's why I propose this. We've been discussing that for quite some time now about decommissioning coal-fired plants by having them invested through very tight investment schemes, not just to throw out the money, but to actually be part in the whole transition.
Does anybody want to add to that, or we can conclude this conversation here?
Important issue, I'll just say. Yeah.
Sorry?
Very important issue.
Yeah, absolutely. I really thank you for your question. And so with that, I think we've wrapped before time. This is quite impressive for an African such as myself. We are not very good with timekeeping, but I'd like to thank my panel for your contributions. Thank you so much to our audience for your attention and as well as your questions. Asanteni.
Thank you.
Thank you.